strange goings-on Wall Street today. You just never know. Look at the whole John Corzine thing that's unfolding right now. Now, if you wonder why you're now, just recently hearing about these stories involving these insolvent companies that get these Obama green loans, well, the loan program began under the last administration. They're trying to feed this to the media that, oh, this is all George Bush's fault, you know, the green energy loan program. Yeah, the loan program started back then, but it had very strict and competitive requirements attached. Only companies with their own skin in the game need apply. It would be like a down payment to cover risk of default. But, folks, those rules were chucked out the window during Obama's stimulus package. Did you know that? That's when things changed. And that's why media don't let Barack Obama and the administration point fingers backwards at George Bush for the fiasco that they have created with these green loans, okay? Please don't do that. You guys do your job and ask the right questions about where this money has gone. Because the rules were rewritten under Obama during his stimulus package debate, and we see where that has gone too. Now it's apply away. It's not what you know, it's who you know. No credit, bad credit, doesn't matter. It's who you know, step right up. And like, yeah, subprime lending was such a great idea for the mortgage industry, wasn't it? Yeah, and here they're doing it again in this industry. The first company to take advantage of that rule rewrite was Solyndra. Solyndra is just the tip of the iceberg. I promise you, much more will be revealed about where your dollars have gone into these insolvent companies, more that will go bankrupt, more jobs that not only weren't created, but some of the jobs that were there are ending. You're going to hear more about it. The solar company, though, Solyndra, it wasn't a complete loss to everyone. The Obama campaign donors who invested in Solyndra, they came out on top. In fact, Obama campaign donors, they always seem to get nice returns on their investments in him. The green energy program is his thank you note to them. The overwhelming majority of those green loans have gone to his campaign backers. He took care of his friends, and now they're on course to raise $1 billion in his re-election bid so they can keep scratching each other's back and keep continuing this cycle. Do you want them to continue this cycle? 4 more years of mortgaging our kids' future to pay off his pals. We can't let this happen. It was here in Orlando last month where our president, he downgraded our country's character, proclaiming that we're soft, that we've lost our edge. No, sir, we haven't lost our edge. It's our leaders in Washington who have lost their minds. Take their idea of job creation. Please take that. Harry Reid, he just said, the leader of the U.S. Senate, Harry Reid tells us that Democrats are pushing a new stimulus spending bill because, quote, government jobs must take priority over private sector jobs. With about 17% underemployment, some stats will show you that it's closer to 20% underemployment. Our Senate leader says, quote, it's very clear that private sector jobs have been doing just fine. It's the public sector jobs where we've lost huge numbers. It's like, what? Private sector doing just fine? What world does he live in? I'll tell you what world he lives in. It's the cocoon of Washington. They're in Washington, where the permanent political class resides, where home values are rising, and where salaries are rising, and government jobs, they're plentiful. Everything seems to be just hunky-dory there. That's the America that the Washington elite sees. It's not the America that the rest of us sees. They believe that they must direct the course of events for our country. Remember what Reagan said. He said, we're a nation that has a government, not the other way around. The politicos may not realize it, but they work for us. And it's time that they listen when the boss speaks. It comes down to two very different visions. This is a conflict of visions. Thank you, Thomas Sowell. He wrote about this. The fate of America comes down to which of these visions prevails. And that comes down to who works harder. And that comes down to you. This is where you come in. Florida Republicans understand that winning the battle requires electing courageous and effective leaders. Florida GOP, you have done just that. You've put a good governor in office. He's helping to lead the rest of the country in doing things right. When Churchill put together his war cabinet during World War II, he said he didn't want to just fill it up with mere advisors at large with nothing to do but think and talk. He wanted doers. Rick Scott is a doer. I know he's a doer because he's managed to tick off all the right people. You know, when people ask me, oh, how do you do it? You know, you're taking these pot shots left and right. And, you know, I always say, judge me by my enemies. That's okay. And may we always be happy and may our enemies know it. But Florida Republicans, you making these especially right decisions in this last year, at a time when too many leaders are just kicking the can down the road. You have leaders, especially your governor, making tough choices, and maybe in some fickle polls, he may not rise to the top in some of those at this time, but he will earn the gratitude of future generations of Floridians. And when the political class and the lobbyists, and I know that there's lobbyists here, and there's good lobbyists, and there's bad lobbyists. Just be ethical lobbyists, okay? Just be on the side of the people. When the political class, for instance, and the lobbyists, they're here and they're clamoring for money for, remember your project, the high-speed rail. The rest of the country was watching what was going on. This free federal money that was going to pay for your high-speed rail project. Your governor actually looked at the project and he said it just doesn't make sense, so he said no. He understands that free federal money is never free. Nice work, Governor. And when he was handed a state budget that was loaded with pork, he got out that veto pen and he made hundreds of millions of dollars in cuts to special interest earmarks. I say good work, Governor. And I know you don't make a lot of friends sometimes in the legislature when you do such a thing, but again, it's the future generations of Floridians who will be able to appreciate this. Today, Florida conservatives, you've given us a model for principled leadership by putting Rick in the governor's office and electing good people, many good people here in this room. Your efforts are restoring our faith in the idea that we still have great leaders out there who aren't just talkers, but they are doers. With fiscal conservatives like Rick and the courageous men and women standing behind him here in this room, you all who are supportive of this positive reform to get your state, get the country back on the right track, put government on the side of the people, that allows the rest of us to be hope-filled, to know that the future of America is bright. We can expect success and prosperity, not a gloomy future of shared scarcity. We will insist, with good leaders, we will insist on a return to American greatness. We're going to reject that false premise of the false prophets of inevitable decline and what it is that they preach. And again, even, unfortunately, hearing from the White House that mantra of malaise. Folks, again, our country is in a struggle over these two visions. And next year we decide between the two. The vision of Barack Obama is an America that has lost her edge. His vision is of decline, and that leads to decline, even though his vision has been consigned to the ash heap of history time and time again. Our vision, it doesn't divide, it doesn't tear down. It isn't apologetic. It builds up. And it's all about that optimistic, pioneering spirit that was based on free men and free markets. And it's a true entrepreneurial model that has made us an exceptional nation and allowed us to be the most voluntarily generous nation on earth. It's a vision that is rooted in hard work and personal responsibility and liberty and empowerment. And it's the enduring vision of this land which God has shed his grace upon. In 2012, we decide whether we still believe in this vision. And Florida, you will be central in helping the rest of America decide which way we go, decide our future. I know you're going to continue to lead. You're going to lead us in the right direction, so please don't retreat. Reload with truth. Don't retreat. Stand together. Stand united. We can restore America. We're going to be following your lead, Florida. So I say, God bless you. Do the right thing. God bless Florida, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Please welcome the Speaker of the Florida House of Representatives, the Honorable Dean Cannon.
Tonight we celebrate our future, and as Governor Palin mentioned, our future is indeed bright.